Welcome everybody, new episode, some Destiny drama. You love it, I love it, we all know and want it. So let's go. Skarrow, he calls himself not a bungee shill, I call him a little bit of a glazer, just a bit too much. But like, he's getting all this opportunity from Bungie to do some cool shit. And you can agree with that or disagree with that. I don't have any opinion on that. If you get invited to Bungie to test something like marathon that's gonna fail, you can actually do that. I'm testing my new mic. It's a new setup. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the quality is a little bit better, because I want to make this a little bit of a side job. I am very passionate about making videos. I'm very passionate about gaming, and one of the games is Destiny 2. I put 70k hours almost into it, still playing it very casually. So let's jump in, because there's a truth about the community that we need to know. So let's jump in, right?
All right, I want to start off this video by apologizing to someone I consider to be a very good friend and someone I respect a lot. Sorry, but we're doing a whiteboard video, baby. I don't expect this to be like a normal thing on the channel, and I would never do that. But I got home pretty late. I had a reaction run way over, unfortunately, on top of a meeting running over. It was quite frustrating, and I just want to rant. And this is the easiest way for me to do that without having to create custom graphics, because I don't work with an editor or anything. So we're just gonna do this. Sorry, Milo. If you're mad, I'll give you a couple subs or something, or take you out to dinner, buy you a drink. We'll be good. Okay. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery and all that. I want to talk about a couple problems and controversial topics that have been plaguing the Destiny community, right? Including the Skarrow's a shill.
Yep,
okay?
you're a
little
bit of a shill, man.
I probably should have made a video like this earlier, but things have gone
just to be clarity, I wanted to talk a little bit over him because he makes a long video.
Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, but no one's watching Destiny content right now. Anyways, I'm gonna take my phone out
like,
because I'm getting all sweaty.
He's a little bit of a shill because he get indirectly opportunities from Bungie, so he's a little bit on the side more of Bungie as of the gaming community. That's happened. As of course, same thing. That is the same thing. Like I have always said it in previous videos, the type of wording that they use is not hard enough or pushing down enough. You can say like, well, the game is actually dog shit. That's hard. You can also glaze it and go like, the game is not in the best spot right now. Yeah, that's a little bit chilling, man. Just say the truth. The game is not good at all. There are certain aspects in the game that is working. Quotes. There is like 90% of the game that's sunset. 80% of it works not as intended, and that's basically it. Just be honest. Just say how it is. Listen to the community feedback, and if you don't, yeah, then you got a problem with the community, but because the community is always getting fucking pissed off because of not the creators, not of the community itself, but the poor choice of Bungie.
So let's talk. Okay, things on the Destiny community have been like not great, and there's a couple of events that have led me to want to talk about stuff like this. First off, Bife released an absolutely baller, like 90-minute video.
Amazing video.
Talking about kind of the state of community and how that's changed with Bungie and with Destiny 2 over time, and Destiny over time, really. And I thought that was an awesome video, and it really got me in my feels a little bit about the kind of golden age of Bungie and Destiny, and I want to talk about things a little bit.
Golden age of Bungie, yeah. That was when they were working with other studios. You remember that time when Microsoft was handing their balls tidy on Bungie really hard? We got some great games from that period. Oh yes, we did. Then we got Destiny, and when they squeezed with the Forsaken, there were like multiple studios, Activision, some other studio was working as well. I don't know which name, but was a studio that was helping really hard on that content, and we got bang for our buck. That was absolutely good DLC. Good DLC. But on their own, I'm gonna say, dude, right now, not looking good.
Second was another one of my really good friends and another person I have immense respect for, Dado, effectively being like bullied off of social media for a couple of
Yeah, that's a whole statement that he was going like, he was just taking a break from Destiny to Renegade, and I do respect Dado at some degree. I think he's a great content creator. I think he's a great person. I think he's just a little bit too much on the Bungie side of the community, and he shows his colors a little bit here because people can be toxic, people can be annoying, people can be aggressive in comments, but it's still comments, man. Come on. If you cannot deal with online, how are you gonna deal with in real life? And that's how I said about it. There's some people that you just ignore. You don't like them? Ignore them, man. Block them. Who gives a fuck? Just saying as it is, don't give a fuck. If you want to be a content creator, don't give a fuck. That's the easy thing. And people leaving absolutely horrible messages like death threats maybe. Dude, that's not okay at all. Just call them out and that's it. But don't make this whole thing like the community's pushing me up faster than Destiny's going to do. Dude, if that's your take, you should already been leaving 2 years ago. Why now? Because now the game is actually dog shit also. That's it? Come on.
Months. And I know a lot of you guys aren't those people, but fuck those people. Like, honestly, there's a growing toxic, coalition of people that are targeting creators, and specifically creators that are still passionate about the game in some way.
They're not passionate about the game. Just look at reactions. Just look at streams, dude. I've been watching a little bit of some clips and stuff because I want to make a good video. But like, if you watch them, they are not looking very happy at all. And the only thing when they are happy is when they play with people that they are in their community, like their friends and their clanmates and that kind of stuff, you know? So that's basically my whole point. If you cannot enjoy a game solo, there is not a good game. My best friends in gaming I played games that were absolutely dog shit. Some games are okay, like I can remember back in the day I played with like 2 other friends and we played like for 3 months straight every single day on Xbox Happy Wars. If you know Happy Wars, it's a very basic game. It's just a ton of fun. It's not a great game at all. It's just average at best. But when you have people that you like and you play and you have fun with those people, the game is good. Same thing with Destiny. Same thing with any other shit game out there. I have played Uno. That's just a basic card game. Have a ton of fun. I can remember you had like this online mode for like, what was it? Resident Evil 5 or 4 or something. That was absolutely unplayable dog shit. I was playing with 2 friends of mine, or 3 friends, or maybe 3, because we had a full squad of 4. And we had a blast, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you cannot enjoy a game solo, that means that the game is the problem. And if the game is not for you, just leave the game. That's it. For me, Warframe is a hard game to get into. I like Warframe. I think it's a beautiful game. I think it's very good. I think it's better at the moment at that T2 is doing. I think the studio is better. But for me, it's just hard to get into because there's so much stuff and I cannot get fucking into it. I want to, but like, that is one of the games that I need some guidance. And there is nobody I can talk to because nobody plays it because they're all Destiny players. And they don't want to branch off.
I'm not saying that we don't have problems with the game, because we do. And we'll talk about some of those in this video. And we've talked about some of those in other videos. But it's just not okay to target creators and harass them. And I've been very open that over the past year since I've been involved on a more professional level with Bungie and you know, getting played.
Professional level. So that means he's getting benefits from it. I want to make it very clear. Content creators who get invited, who are partnered with Destiny or with Bungie or anything like that, they will say, I'm not getting paid or the paying is dog shit. But you're still benefiting from the content that is Destiny Bungie providing you. And you still make money off of it. Maybe it's directly or indirectly. I mean, like directly they pay you like something like in silver. That's directly on your account. Indirectly is like the viewership that you get. Like Destiny is now not in a good viewership. But if you go like 6 months ago, they were doing pretty good. That's all I'm saying. Like, keep the bag. If you want to make money, just be honest. If I was partnering with Bungie and people go like you're glazing, and we'll go like hell yeah, you know why? I got the bag, dude. Bungie's not paying me at all, by the way. I'm just paying them, and I refuse to pay them anymore because the game is not worth buying.
Play Marathon early and being in some of that marketing material and stuff, like I have gotten so much harassment. You guys have no idea. My parents have been called more names in the past year than I called
That's
them
not okay.
throughout my entire
family
like,
out of
teenage
it.
years, which
Protect
is impressive.
the person if you want
like
that back
a lot of my parents. I've got mom and dad and step parents as well. I did not like a lot of them growing up. Okay, so the fact that you guys have outpaced me, very impressive, my friends. We're gonna talk about stuff.
A little bit salty.
Even though I have been very, very open about a small percent of the community that is very hateful and vitriolic and loud and mean. They're meanie pants. You know, they've just been like awful to a lot of me and a lot of my friends. Me and a lot of my friends. I do want to be incredibly clear here. The community is not the problem.
Never has been, dude.
Wow. Piece of shit, dude. Let's try this one. This one, it's glistening. This one's gonna work.
Not scripted at all.
Oh! The community is not the problem, okay? In fact, quite the opposite. The community is awesome. You're gonna learn another thing about me today.
I will disagree to agree. The community is awesome when you are a high value player in the community itself. If you are just an average player or you're just a casual, the game is not inviting, the community is not inviting. People are always going after stupid shit like KD or clears on certain things like Dungeons or Raid or like you didn't do in day one. Like all that stupid shit that nobody cares about. It doesn't give you a car or a vagina to fucking lick. I don't give a shit, dude. I got many clears, I got a good KD, and still I don't give a shit about my KD. If it drops to 0 today, I don't gonna give a shit. So why do I care? Or anybody else? Like, what is the fucking issue? Like, the community has 50-50 split always, and in the 50 split you have like the 10% total obnoxious glazers that will slurp every little cum seed out of it, and on the other side you have 10% of the total haters that are hating for no reason, just to hate. And both of those sides have their extremists, but in the right there in the middle, there are people that can look at stuff at the disagree to agree, and that's why I'm sitting right now. Like, I think like the community has its awful people and not that great, but at the same part you have like good people and very good people for Bungie, if you know what I mean.
I have awful handwriting. I do have a PhD. I have doctor handwriting. I don't have an MD, but
no, handwriting is good.
I think I'm allowed to adopt the stereotypes.
Don't underestimate that.
The community is awesome. The community is what makes Destiny special, and has made Destiny special over the 10 years that I've done it. And
I thought Rage was special.
Belief, I actually don't do this for money. And we'll talk about Skarrow equals $Hill later, okay? We'll talk about my shilling. We'll talk about everything I think I'm allowed to talk about, we'll talk about, okay? I do this.
If it's not about money, why you take sponsorships?
I did this a decade ago as a creative outlet. In my defense, I attribute two things to my success through grad school and really getting me through grad school. One, of course, my amazing, beautiful wife, Victoria. She was both my emotional and financial pillar during grad school because if you don't know, grad students get paid nothing. I made like $23,000 a year. I don't know how you're supposed to live off of that. Luckily, I had a sugar mama, and she carried me. She absolutely carried me, and she dealt with my late nights and my weekends in the lab and my rants and my breakdowns, and she was awesome. This also carried me. Having a creative outlet, being able to solve puzzles with my friends and get excited about this universe with you guys and make music when I wanted to and make guides and speculate and everything. Just get lost in it. It helped.
Just a quick notice. His wife will be very awesome. If his wife or girlfriend or whatever, like if she's that supporting, that's a keeper, dude. You should be very happy and you should put more emphasis on that. Just my opinion, dude. Don't play fucking games or something like that too much. Spend a little time, you know? That's what I do as well.
Help me forget about how awful my day job was. And I write about that. I think in the forward for my dissertation, where I thank everything, you know, I thank my family and friends and all that dumb stuff. And I thank Victoria, and I thank the mother chickens. And that meant a lot to me. I even though you will never read that dissertation because I don't want to dox myself, it meant a lot for you all to get credit and for the channel to get credit in that. So that was really important to me. The community is not the problem. The community is what makes Destiny amazing, and Destiny is easily its best when the community is working together and all enjoying the game. And that doesn't mean enjoying it blindly. There's always been problems with Destiny, and it's great to give that feedback in a respectful way that can be addressed, right? But the community is what makes this amazing.
Just gonna say, sorry about that. Just gonna say, respectful way. The time for respect is gone. Bungie needs to hear it loud and clear, how to fix it, how to proceed with it, and how to go in the future with the community. The time of respect is over, dude. To be totally honest, if you shit the bed, not once, not twice, not even 10 times, dude. If you just pick the last 2 years, I've noted Bungie has shit the bed 24 times. Plagiarism, worst drops ever, not launching shit on time when they're supposed to be, putting shit in the game that nobody asked for, sunsetting shit that nobody asked for, horrible outlet comments about stuff of their development team, like people that are cheering for Charlie Kirk. Like, dude, that is disrespectful, distasteful, and you should absolutely be fired from your job for that. Celebrating somebody's death, come on, dude. That's a little step too far, don't you think? Firing people that were absolutely the bone of D2 and Halo. Come on, you have shit the bag so many times. The time for respect is gone. We want results, and we want them this year. If you want to still have a D2.
Niobe Labs, Corridors of Time, which I have tattooed right here because it's so special to me. Final Shape, Chestiny, the Marathon ARGs. Like, when the community was like working together and there was no divide between creators and community, and even Bungie at some part, right? Or casuals and elites, and there's none of that. It's just like everyone having a good time. Those were the truly special moments of Destiny.
Forsaken,
I really hope we can get back. I don't know what the future of Destiny looks like. I don't know if there is a future of Destiny. I have literally no idea.
Season of Dawn.
That's what I will treasure for the rest of my life. That's what I attribute being able to get through grad school with, or because of. And that's something that I'm very grateful to have been a part of that for 10 years. On the flip side of that, creators are not the problem, okay? Now, creators don't have all the answers.
Just to be clarified with that, I'm gonna get in trouble for this saying. I think creators are not helping to solve the problem. They are not the problem. They're not helping it. And what I mean by that is like the word of speaking that they use, the clarification, taking stands. We had like Glad taking a stand. That's a big thing. That shows that as a content creator, you care more about yourself and the community and your team than a company. And that will hurt them very, very much, because that empathy will sprinkle into other places. And that empathy will kill D2 and kill Bungie. And that's pretty much where it's going to go. The numbers going down, everything is going down. That content creators are not the problem. They're not helping it either by making meta shit. Look at this loadout. This is fucking OP as fuck. It destroys creativity from players that actually want to invest in the game. How to do certain things, how to cheese, how to do the loot cave. Dude, it destroys the creativity of a player. When you have an MMO, creativity is the one thing that people are enjoying. And if you make guides and people are copying that, there is no creativity to explore for players. And that will for a lot of people, they will get fatigued by it and just quit.
But there's this growing narrative that there's a select group of super shield creators that always get invited to Bungie in these summits, and that's just like objectively false. I've been very, very privileged and lucky and fortunate to be invited to Bungie in person 3 times, all in the last year, since last October, twice for Marathon, once for Destiny. And what?
He said there's not the same people getting invited. I'm getting invited 3 times this year, dude. What? Dude, you're arguing with your own counter argument. What are you talking about, dude? We know that Bungie likes a little bit of feedback, but not too much hard feedback, you know?
We'll talk about Marathon, don't you worry. Billy Bob Thornton 129877 on Twitter. we're gonna talk about Marathon, baby. Twice for Marathon, once for Destiny. I've been invited to a handful of summits, mostly Destiny, and maybe one Marathon. I do want to preface all this, right? Full disclosure, I have signed no fewer than 12 to 15 NDAs with Bungie over the last year. I really don't know what I'm allowed to say. So if I disappear randomly and are sued into oblivion, that's why. I'm not going to say anything crazy or anything, but I do want to be fully transparent. I know a lot of things about Destiny. I know a lot of things about Marathon.
How can you be fully transparent if you are silenced?
That is privileged information and that I cannot talk about. I'm going to try to be as open as possible about my business relationship with Bungie, okay? And I just wanted to acknowledge
please
that.
do.
Now, I've been to a lot of these summits. Sorry, that was a wild tangent. I've been to a lot of these summits. I've been to Bungie multiple times, and I can tell you, dude, no one will ever freaking believe this, but they don't just invite yes men. And now I know there are creators that have been invited to a summit or two, friends of mine that have been invited to a summit or two, and maybe they've had bad experiences, and maybe they use different rhetoric to describe Bungie and Bungie employees, and maybe that gets them in trouble. Okay, I try to be a little bit more respectful because the devs are not executives. So I think that's something I want to talk about in this section. Nuance is necessary, but I try to be respectful and professional with people that are just doing their normal ass job, bro. Now,
a horrible job.
Summits and visiting Bungie, the ones that actually get invited back the most are the ones that are not afraid to speak up and are clearly knowledgeable and passionate about the game.
Do you mean like Astacross and you're not pushing hard, dude, at all? I've seen a couple of your tweets, man. You are saying what most people saying, and you slide the word a little bit respectfully for professional. But it's not time for that anymore, dude. The game is dying faster than fucking a roadkill on the side of the road, man. Come on. The time for nice stuff is over. We need to be blunt, direct, and very clear. And that's the only way to go forward. Look at No Man's Skies. The community was not happy. What they did, they took a fucking 6 months to a year to fix the game. They turned it around as now one of the best space exploring games ever made. Just saying, if you want to go in a direction, you don't need soft language or people that are a little bit pushy, but not too much. You should ask the people that are invested in the game, but also speak out so hard and so direct that the only thing you can hear is direct, clear communication. We don't want not swap. What they did with the epic raid, put not swap in. What you should do is Bungie, can you not do that the next time? No, what you said is, yo, Bungie, all your devs that thought it was a good idea, fire the shit. Get out of here. You don't know the community. And if you don't know the community, you don't belong here. Because you're making a product that nobody wants. So you're losing money.
Okay. I've probably
It's that simple, dude. I'm not joking.
30 to 50 creators across Marathon and Bungie total. Some invited back when I am, some not. Maybe, I'm sure some will get invited back in the future. I don't know. But I
some also decline just for personal reasons.
The most vocal, the people that are not afraid. If you just go to a summit and you're just you don't really say anything, there's not a lot of value in you being there, right? They want your feedback. And I can tell you, especially with the Marathon summits, dude, they want brutal feedback. You have heard leaks about how much that game has changed over the last 3 years. I've only been involved with the game for the last year. In that time, it has changed an immense amount, for sure, between the first time I was involved in the public alpha.
What we saw.
And a lot of that is based off of creator feedback. Now, I do want to make...
Dude, what you said, what you streamed, nobody was excited, dude. And you're going to say that what was the product before then? Was it just fucking dog shit already? Nobody wanted to touch that with a 6 feet pole? What the fuck are you talking about, my man? I respect you as a player, but come on.
One thing absolutely clear, okay? Just because you do not hear a conversation does not mean it did not happen, okay? And I want to give a couple of very clear examples. So in my first review for Marathon, in the first video I publicly put out about Marathon after it was revealed, I talked about a lot of things I like with the game, and things I'm excited about with the game, or was excited for about the game. And then I talked about a lot of problems that the game had, and I couldn't expand too much because I knew my feedback had been heard, and I wasn't sure what I was allowed to say and what was going to be done about it. But every point, if you go back and watch that video, I mentioned 4 or 5 things, and it's lack of enemy diversity, no prox chat, no solo modes, they're not talking about the secrets, a limited number of runners, etc., etc. All of the major problems that the community had that caused the backlash. Minus, like, I obviously didn't know that
What
there
about
was some stolen assets or whatever. You know, I didn't know that. But all of the major issues I could have seen and identified, I did. And not only did I do it in that video, I did it a month before that when I was at Bungie. And all of the creators I was there with also addressed it. And we had, like, very, very fierce arguments with Bungie about specifically prox chat. Got pretty heated where this...
If that was just such an issue, why they didn't put it in after that? You made your first video, right? So basically on the timeline of that, you made like multiple videos. So there was like a pretty period of time they could put like in, I don't know, proximity chat. Because of the feedback. This is what I mean. Bungie doesn't listen to this type of messaging. Like you can say that you put in the feedback, but feedback is still respectfully. We don't need that anymore. Bungie needs a fucking kick up the fucking stomach. Just saying as this, and get their asses back to work and make something that people wanna have to play.
I think it was supposed to be like an hour and a half long session. I swear, turned into exclusively like only about prox chat. And it was like 10 to 15 creators. Anytime Bungie tried to move on, they were like, no, we need to address this. We need to address this. I can't really talk about too much else other than that, but just know, when creators are invited to these things, we want the game to succeed. We want you to like the game. Because
you're not the only one, dude. We all want to.
That's when
even the haters still want to see Bungie.
Buzzing. And that's what
still want to see D2 doing good and Marathon.
You know, whatever happens. Hopefully, we can return to that in some semblance with Destiny in the future too. Now with Destiny feedback, I was invited to a summit late last year or early this year. It's been a very fast year, about the portal, about new stats, about the tier 5 armor and weapon system, and about light leveling. And I gave, and other friends of mine that are creators that were there also gave very harsh feedback. Now, I'm not going to name any other creators that were there. A lot of creators don't say when they get invited to summits because they get bullied relentlessly when they are invited to summits. So I don't want to be the one to be the reason that happens to them. Now, about those 4 topics, me and some of the creators that you hate on the most were all there, and we all gave very aggressive feedback. And believe it or not, those systems were worse before Edge of Fate launched. Worse. You think the light grind was bad when Edge of Fate launched? You have no idea. You have literally no idea. And a lot of those changes, I can't say happened directly because of creator feedback, but we definitely gave very aggressive feedback against it. And then they were different when they launched. So, you know, however those pieces fell, they fell. But we were very adamant about certain things. We
give feedback. I don't know if they make the changes because it was already a dog shit system, but it was not fully implemented when the game released. Very clear there. Why do you do summits and not do something with it? Like, what the fuck what are they doing though? Are we not saying the creators are the problem? I'm not saying they help not to resolve the problem, most part. I'm not saying the community is the problem. I only say that there is a problem with Bungie. There's not a problem with Destiny 2. I think still Destiny has a great future, but it's not with Bungie. I rather have a studio like NetEase or Digital Extreme do a D2. Just take a year off, revamp that shit, and sell it again. I don't give a shit. I want to have fun again with Destiny. That's the issue that I have. The game is not fun anymore. I feel the game is made for people that have a job on Destiny. And then I'm talking to creators, streamers, that actually put like fucking 15 hours to 50 hours a week into Destiny playing, because then the game is rewarding for you. But if you are a casual, just play for like 1 hour a week, and I'm totally serious there, you maybe get like 1 level up or 2 level ups in power grind. That's it for the whole week. That's it. It's not made for casuals, the game anymore. It's made for hardcore players and streamers that see this game as a job. Just log in 9, log off at 5, eat a sandwich, go to bed, do the next thing, and do it again the next morning. Come on. The game is not for us. If the feedback was that heard, why is the game still in this state? Why are they not listening? Just think about that.
I was playing, this story's public, so I'll tell it. When I was doing the Edge of Fate pre-reveal footage, you know, I was recording, I was at Bungie. They asked us how we liked the solo ops. Robbie Stevens did. And Dado said, he was sitting like 2 chairs over from me. He said, verbatim, they're shit. Or something, maybe not verbatim, but something to that effect. It was like, this is the worst activity I've ever played in my life. Specifically talking about the salt mines one and how boring it was. That was definitely the general sentiment. While we were at Bungie, I gave the director feedback. That was me. I initiated that conversation because I was like, so what's going on with the director here? Why does it look different? When's Kepler going to be added to it? And then as soon as they were like, no, we're done with that, everyone was like, hold up a second. We're talking about that.
They still released it, by the way,
a lot of these changes
like
that have been very quickly made after Edge of Fate were things that we told them people were going to hate and that we did not like. And a lot of things that launched in Edge of Fate that were rough were even more rough before we gave our feedback. And that's as much in specifics that I think I can get into. Now I want to get into this.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, I guess, and to wrap that up. So creators are not the problem. We want the game to do well, and we might have disagreements about certain things. I think crafting should only be used to be a catch-up mechanic, to give you good baseline loot where you can complete everything, but it should never give you the best onslaught of anything, and to revitalize old things like raids. And so we might have disagreements about that. I don't think that crafting ever belongs in something like Desert Perpetual, like a brand new endgame activity. I think you should be incentivized to play over and over and over again, and crafting doesn't do that. It provides a stopping point, and I think that is bad for new content. I think it's good for old content. Now, there might be things that we disagree on like that, but no, like the feedback that I give to Bungie and the feedback my friends and the creators that get constantly harassed give to Bungie, all of it is in the best interest of the community, or what we perceive to be the best interest, or what you guys want, because we are happiest when you are happy, and the game thrives when we're all happy. We all win together. There's no scenario where we tell Bungie to make changes to screw you over because it makes our content better. Like that's not how that works. That's not how that works. And that kind of gets down to not everything's a conspiracy theory. We'll dive into that a little later. But
he is right in the
we want you to win because when we win, we win. And we, at the end of the day, we are community members. We just happen to have fun on the internet and post videos of us having fun or debating or...
Yeah, you're looking having fun right now, right?
We all just want the game to be good. Skarrow equals chill. I'm gonna be so... God, this frustrates me because the people that say this are groups of two people. It's either people that like just hate people that are passionate about anything or are having fun, or it's people that have never like seen my content or they're very ignorant of my positions on things. Pre-Edge of Fate, I made numerous videos and numerous tweets and was on many podcasts and on stream talk about things that I did not like. Okay, but because there were certain aspects of Edge of Fate I like Desert Perpetual, like the narrative, for some reason that means I'm a glug 9,000, bro. Bungie doesn't pay me, okay? And this is where I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not. When I fly out to Bungie, okay, I get a per diem. I get some amount of money, not a lot, per day to eat, okay? They pay for my hotel and my flight as well. The cost of me being like out there is thank goodness I have PTO, because if I had to take no PTO, time off without pay, I would be losing money to be out there. I do it because I enjoy seeing my content creator friends, and I have some friends at Bungie. I think it's fun. That's one of the reasons I started content creation 10 years ago, because I saw the Zombies guys
very carefully here.
having fun and going out to Treyarch and talking to Jason Blundell and being parts of puzzles, and I always wanted to do that sort of thing. And now, 10 years later, I'm fortunate enough to be doing it, and doing it with one of my idols who was in that community, right? And that's magical. That is so magical to me, and I cannot thank you guys enough. But it's not like they don't pay me, dude.
They're not paying me, but I fly for free. They're not paying me, but I can have lunch. It's still a service. Like, can pay you awfully, but they're still paying. Like, if I go to somewhere and for my hobby, I need to go to places and I do a certain amount of labor in dog training. I'm not going to go into details with that, but there is a price that I ask for to cover my traveling cost. Are they paying me? Yeah. Are they paying me for the amount of work that I do? Not if I go into hour labor, no. But do I benefit from it? Yes, of course. My name is out there, my reputation goes up, I can make new connections. And it's the same thing with the summons. You go there, you get inflated in, right? So you get paid for that part. That's covered. Your hotel is covered. You get new connections. You can talk to people in higher positions. You can talk to people in certain positions that can help your benefit or changes your direction on what to do next for your content. So you're indirectly benefiting from it. So Bungie can also lower the price. If they want to have a good summon, they will say, we will pay you $500 a day. And give us feedback, play the game, and make us do our job better. They're not doing that at all. They will do it with a minimal amount of effort that they can put in. I'm not saying that they not to respect their creators, because at the end of the line, it's all about money. So if creators don't want to make content, Bungie doesn't make a lot of money on it. But at the same degree, if the game is totally dog shit, creators don't get money, and Bungie also doesn't. So this is a sustainable cycle that both of them will have. And that's why I always laugh when people go like, I'm not getting paid by Bungie, but you get silver. You can have early access to certain things. You can go to summons. It's not like directly money, but it's indirectly. Reputation can be as valuable as money itself. Just to be very clear, if you go nowhere, you just make content, you don't go anywhere. There's only one baseline of money, and you don't expand your name that very well. If you go to certain places or get invited to certain places, that will open up a new door for opportunities.
All of those, all the collector's editions, I buy those. All the collector's editions they send me, I give to you guys. I give them away. I spend my money. I spend my
That's a good
money
thing
on that,
for you and your community.
I'm not complaining about that. If I did this for the money, I wouldn't be selling advanced flavors that went directly to charity. I wouldn't be the highest single, as far as I know.
If it's not about money, you're still making money right? And you're giving it to charity. That's a good thing, man. Like, I respect that, but it's still money. If you don't make money, if you don't care about money, just be honest. Why do you live in a nice house? Why do you have that nice headset? Why do you have nice expensive clothes? Why do you have all those things that you can buy? If it's not about money, just live in a box. Like, everything is about money. Just be clear. Without money, nothing will happen. You need money like you need oxygen. There's nothing in this world that will be certain than the time you have, the time you can have a healthy life, and the money you can get. So just to be clear, that's why money is important, because it will sustain you and it will help you further in life.
As I know, highest single amount raised for a single content creator like YouTube or Twitch channel for the Bungie Foundation, over $200,000.
And if you're well
I wouldn't be asking you guys to do that. I would be begging for subs on Twitch. Okay, I don't. When's the last time you've seen a Manscaped ad or a Raid Shadow Legends ad on one of my videos? Literally never. Okay. What I will say, sometimes I do partnerships because they let me do cool things like charity incentives. So like right now, I have an advanced flavor that is co-branded for 2 weeks. You can pick it up down below. And if that does well, then I get to do more cool stuff like raise money for charity in the future. Because if I help out my partners, then they will help me do cool stuff in the future. That's the only time I do stuff. The only sponsored video I have ever made had 0 opinions in it. It was the 10 things you should know about the Marathon Alpha video. I gave 0 opinions because I told Bungie, I said, I will do this. I will not say anything about the game that isn't like an objective gameplay fact. And they agreed. When I get invited to summits, they send me like a DoorDash gift card, bro. Like, I'm not doing this for money. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. NetEase isn't paying me. Bungie isn't paying me. Gearbox isn't paying me, man. It's just like, I just want to have fun, okay? And yes, I tend to hype up exciting things that I enjoy more than like the average creator. But I'm like an excitable person. I've been doing this for 10 years. How is this not super obvious, bro? I'm just like I definitely tilt more towards positive because I don't enjoy being a miserable fuck for my entire life. I like having fun. So if we have a bad DLC and a bad state of the game with Ash and Iron in Destiny, then of course I'm gonna focus on the mind-blowing amazingness that is Epic Desert Perpetual instead of just being miserable because I like being happy.
And that's why you call it the shield.
Give negative feedback. I have always given negative feedback. I complained about the light system. I complained about the portal. I complained about all of that shit before you guys even knew what Edge of Fate was. I complained about all the marathon stuff before you even knew what it looked like, okay? I have always given my negative feedback. I just happen to be a happy person. Sorry. I don't do this for money. Bungie only keeps inviting me out from their own words because I give so direct and concise and respectful feedback. And I'm pretty mean when I'm there, okay?
Psychology tip here. When you make a statement and laugh about it without any feedback back, it's not a good look, by the way. But like, yeah, if you go to summits and all that shit, he is right at a certain degree. If you're a positive person, you will gradually walk into the positive side of things. Like the glass is always half full. I'm a little bit more in the middle. I see the half full and the half empty. And I lean a little bit more towards the empty when the situation has no perspectives to being full. If that makes sense, yeah, right. I mean, we can agree to disagree on that. But like for like Destiny, that thing, what is going on right now with all the creators, I can understand that a lot of creators don't feel very positive right now, and the community is not helping with that at all. And they go full front on it, and it's just because content creators are always a little bit with the break on telling stuff, and when they don't do the break on, it's about something that they enjoy about the game, like what he said, Petrol, the new raid, Desert Petrol. I think the rate is probably, if I still play the game at that degree, I think I will give it a 7. It's a very good rate, but it's not something I will enjoy for the long term. But like what I've seen, I've watched clips and videos of it, not to extent or something, because I'm not interested that much. So I'm not gonna have an opinion if it's bad or good. I think it's alright what I've shown, and it's good for what I've seen, and people are excited for it. So God bless, the raid team is actually doing better job than Bungie itself in total. But like, yeah, that's why you're called sometimes a shield, because you are going like, oh, this raid is amazing. They did such a great job with the DLC, with this raid that's in this DLC. And there is like the whole building is burning except for that one room. Like, goddamn, dude, be honest. And I know that you are an honest person and you lean towards positive. But it doesn't is a good look when you always go like, I have my MDA, I cannot talk about this. You guys don't know what's going on. Clarify. Fuck the MDA. Just say next time you go to Summit, you need to speak to the community, not just with creators. Speak to the community. Bungie can look up people that have put more than 50,000 hours in. Right? They can just take it out. Look for the ones that are negative, but not hateful negative. Ask them what they need to do to make the game better. Don't ask content creators that are relying on Bungie to make a good game, to make money, because they always gonna say something like, yeah, that sounds okay, yeah. Do you remember that good deals? Yeah, that activity was pretty fun too, like in the Pale Art. Yeah, you can do something with that, right? Like, come on. Reclaim is actually fucking dog shit. It's just a remake of Pale Heart with the negative effect of it, because it's boring as hell. I've played it 3 times, and all 3 times people leave if it's in the fucking first area, because people don't like it. You can see it in the Steam numbers. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Bungie didn't even hit with Destiny 2 with the epic raid launch. Not even 30k of players, dude. Fucking hell. The average of Warframe is 40k. What are you talking about, dude? The average of a fucking game that's 12 fucking years old is outpacing you on a epic moment for the community to put their heads together and solve the raid. Weird.
And it's just something that really weighs on me, because and there's nothing wrong. Sorry, I should have said this. There's nothing wrong with doing ads on YouTube videos. So, this just isn't my livelihood. I don't need it, so I don't do it. I use my platform to raise money, to help people, and raise awareness for the marginalized and the underprivileged. And I try to do this as a thing and give back to everyone. And it really, really affects me when people question my character, because I've tried so hard to always be genuine, and it really, 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 as you can tell on Twitter, when I crash out every 2 days, it really bothers me. It really does, and it shouldn't, because most of them are 12-year-olds that have never watched one of my videos anyways, but it does bother me. It bothers me a lot, and I like the working relationship I have with Bungie. I have a lot of friends that are developers there. I have a lot of content creator friends that I'm always really excited to see and hang out with, and grab Din Tai Fung with, one of the best restaurants ever. Crazy, like, Dr. Lupo taught me how to use chopsticks at a Bungie event, because I was born in the boonies, and I grew up with, let's say, culturally intolerant mother and stepfather. I never got to experience other cuisines until grad school, and I never really got to. Did I say the boonies? I was raised in the South, like the deep South, and I never learned how to use chopsticks. And so I went to a Bungie event, and I meet a lot of awesome people, and then like I learned how to use chopsticks, and it's like a whole thing. Now every time I go, they make fun of me, like, "Oh wait, you didn't know how to use chopsticks, right?" And it's like a thing, but it's fun. It's fun, you know. I get to create a lot of really cool memories, and some stuff I can't talk about. Hopefully one day, Milo and I got into some really, really fun adventures last time we were there, and I really hope one day we get to talk about it. But yeah, you know, I just want to have fun. I don't play Destiny for money. I don't make videos for money. You know, it's nice to go straight into the 401k or into the backdrop or whatever, but like honestly, it's just I just like to have fun. I just like to have fun. So that's the God's honest truth. If you don't believe me, fuck me, I guess. But
no,
yeah.
dude.
Sorry,
I believe that you want to have fun.
It's okay to be mad or sad or to have fun. There are parts of the community that don't want you to be mad at the game or mad at Bungie. You're allowed to be mad about the state of the game because a series of decisions led the game here. And I do want to, I'm going to go down here as well. We're going to combine these two. Nuance is necessary, right? When you're mad at Bungie, this isn't like, please never take this out on like just a 9-to-5 dev who's just went to school for game development and is living their best life, and they're passionate about the game, and they're doing amazing things and really putting their all into the game, but they have to follow the directive of some
and the microtransactions, goddamn, dude, and the raid team,
has to follow the directive of, you know, game director or like an exec team person, right? Like, I have so many friends at Bungie that are just like...
Dude, just for clarification, right? If you are shitting the bag for years, are we just not going to say, like, it's upper management? You can also, as an employer, as an employee, and you're like, if I was in Bungie dev, right? Because a good dev can work anywhere. If you're a good dev and you have moral values, and Bungie goes like, we're going to fire everybody here on this department for like 20% of what we have. We're going to fire those people, and you're going to take it, dude. We fired all your colleagues. We're going to fire all this fucking shit. We're going to keep you because you're one of the good ones, right? You can take a stand and go like, no, I'm going to stay with my colleagues. I'm actually saying the thing that I want to say, and I'm actually doing what I want to do. Is that a weird thing to ask? Like, I think at this point, the developers are in the same boat as Pete Parsons. I think Pete was more globally known, but like for the native team, it's not the same. And back in the day of Forsaken and Witch Queen. So why are we talking about just leave the devs alone? No. I think you're not going to attack them, but we can call them out for shit job. And if you shit the bag too much on your job, you get fired. And if you don't want to get fired, maybe you should make a better game.
Like normal people doing their job that are really talented and amazing people. And they have to put up with a lot of bullshit because of this community. And I just like, I will take I know it falls on deaf ears all the time.
And it is deserved.
Nuance is necessary.
It's
so necessary.
Community goes hard.
In these sorts of things. Remember who makes the decisions. And remember who makes the decisions or who has made the decisions. It's okay to be sad about the state of the game. It's been going for over a decade. We've had a lot of great times, and so
Envy will be a better word.
I know I'm sad about the state of the game. And it's okay to have fun. Even when the game isn't doing its best. It's still okay to have fun. It's okay to enjoy things like Destiny. It's okay to enjoy Desert Perpetual when bad things in the game are happening. When Marathon comes...
It's okay to have still fun, dudes. When you are playing with friends. And that's the same thing that I'm always saying. Like, if you can enjoy a game for the value of a solo experience, is it a good game? The raid you cannot solo. I understand that. You need friends to do that. But for example, Skarrow, do 2 streams of 10 hours, just LFGing, and let's see how fun it actually is. I think it's not gonna bring better experience, right? That's why you play with friends and your community that you know. Just saying, when you are in the gutter and you're a solo player and you go on LFG, I can totally say honestly, 99 out of 100, it's not a good experience. Even if you are very high skilled at the within your group, or you're very knowledgeable about what to do in the encounters, you get actually very railed, and people call the community now toxic. I'm gonna go a little bit of doubt on that, because what I hear in chat and what people are written in chat when in LFGs, you have you have not seen anything very that bad in your comment section. I watched a few things in comment, like calling you a shill is bad. That's gonna trigger you. How about disease and slurring out against the whole family in chat, or people going like out of racism quotes? I've seen that many times, hear that many times, and it's still happening today, because a friend of mine was playing Destiny on LFG and he was called the N-word. And he is a black person, and he was called the N-word 30 times because he messed up a relic pickup. Yeah, you wanna call that not toxic? You wanna? Yeah, I'm gonna doubt on that, right? So yeah, there are bad people in the community, but guess what? In every game there's like, but it could get extended when the game is at a shit state, and people get fed up with it.
Comes out, hopefully it's great. Because I still like a lot of things in that game, but I'm going to be having fun, because even though there might be parts of the game that I don't agree with or might not be perfect for me, I know there are parts of the game, the secrets, the Easter eggs, and the raid-like mechanics that I'm not going to get into. I know I adore that part of the game and the direction of that part of the game, and it's okay for me. It's okay to have fun and still not like every part of the game. Nuance is necessary, and if you don't have the ability to think critically about things and communicate effectively, you're not going to get very far in life. Not everything's a conspiracy theory, guys. Sometimes Bungie just makes bad decisions. Sometimes it is as simple as a greedy executive. Sometimes it's as simple as Bungie's half the size it used to be, and they're trying to put out a second game. And yeah, like maybe that is less than ideal for the future of Destiny, and it is. And it's not some grand conspiracy to Bungie accidentally did this so they can launch, fix it and get a bunch of brownie points. And all the creators are out to get us. And Skarrow's only doing this because Bungie's paying them to run damage control or crowd control or whatever. Not everything's a conspiracy. Sometimes things just suck. Sometimes the people in charge just make the wrong decision. Sometimes the society that we're part of encourages unsustainable, endless growth, and that leads to a lot of people losing a lot of jobs. That is just a fact, okay? Not everything is a conspiracy. Sometimes it's the Occam's razor approach. The simplest explanation is the best explanation. Is something that we say in Semfield a lot. This was a long video. Sorry about that. Pick up my advanced flavor so I get to do more cool charity collabs and stuff in the future. I don't know, man. This probably won't mean anything. I'll probably get called a bunch of stuff in the comments, but I want you to know, no matter what, it's been a true honor of mine to be able to do this over the last 10 or 11 years. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of experiences that I...
Let's go into the comments, right? The 2 minutes we don't have to watch. Let's go. Mental health got so much better. And I shoot everybody in the internet is not real. And, dude, fact. I totally agree. Just don't give a fuck. To be honest, I need to apologize. I left a direct comment, but never attacking you. You were called a shield. Overly positive videos. And there it goes. When you're glazing on one side and split your character into something else, people see one side. That's why I go both aspects. I think the most ingredients in a non-fighting and initial pointless because they are often not confronted with the real problem. Destiny case are not the community and creators are not the problem. It is simply sorry, my reading sometimes is a little bit bad. It's simply just a problem of numbers. Too many players have let off and moved away from Destiny. Why? They have a skeleton crew, feels like it, all talent was let go. And so now is ran over by inexperienced and consider the moment. Yeah. Justify my around in a backpack again. Isn't the problem. But sure. But they sure are hell are a problem. They not. Creators in such a long time. Like people are just, you can see they like it's not that very negative, you know. And you can argue or like I think Skarrow as a content creator, he makes some good videos. He has some bad takes, some good takes. a little bit split there. I think you need to be clarifying. Just scared to you, me to you. Good advice. Fuck MDAs. I think MDAs are a horrible thing for creators, because when you are invited, you can clarify on certain things more and get people hyped up to sell the game. And if changes are happening that's not good, let the community know so we can push harder on them and make change happen. Because if we don't, Bungie's not gonna sell the game and go bankrupt. That's the consequence of actions. So to clarify, yeah, you can see it's not that very negative or anything. Like, thank you for honesty. It's like, come on. Like, I don't agree to disagree with this dude. Like, I think he's fine as a dude. I think he is moral grounded than Astacross. I think he is better in telling stuff than Astacross. But it will be better to clarify more. It's definitely in a position that he is at. He's a very successful creator. He is very privileged to go to these summits and to explore these things and have the opportunity to give away stuff when you are wealthy enough to go that route. Nothing but respect for that. But clarified, if you are such a, go with Glad. Go the route that Glad goes. Just say it as blunt as this. The game is absolutely boring. The power grind is dog shit. And nothing excites him to come back. So what is happening? Well, he said it very clear, very loud and direct. Can you disagree to agree? Can you not agree to disagree? That's up to you. But it will send a message and it will sprinkle out for the community. And people will open up their eyes. Because people, if you are selling shit and covered up with glue and then with a little bit of sprinkles of gold, people will still smell shit. It just looks nicer, but it's still shit. And if you put like 9 pieces of content out of there and 8 of them are dog shit and 1 is good, it still means that the most majority of players will hate it. Welcome to the problem. When you're selling shit, you're gonna get shit. And that's where Destiny is at this moment with Bungie. Yeah. And for me, if I want to say some good advice to Bungie, listen very carefully. I should sell this only once. Sell, please, the IP. Sell it. You have no talent anymore. I think the developers that you have right now are inexperienced, undereducated for that shit, and don't listen. So if you are not agreeing with that as a developer, you should leave Bungie and go somewhere else. And maybe we will see a better Destiny. Because at this point, I only see one thing that people are doing on streams. It's or raid or solo grinding. And when they are solo grinding, they are absolutely miserable. So that's another video. Let's go on. Let's bring it on to Bungie. Let's keep the fire burning. And hopefully, when it burns down, we can build it up again. Building up again. Look at Destiny Rising, No Man's Sky. There are so many good games. We can succeed if we build up. But first, as a quote from Linkin Park, we can burn it down to build it back up again. Let's go. See you guys later. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe.